The war between Israel and Hamas, which has now entered its 38th day. From baby bottles, ropes and bullet-ridden bikes to weapons, covert tunnel and hostage points, the IDF has once again blown the Hamas's humanitarian cover, further exposing its depravity. The visuals on your screens are the latest findings on the part of the Israel Defense Forces. What's shocking is that all of them were either found in and around the Al-Rantisi Children's Hospital. Now, just 200 yards from the Children's Hospital is a terror mastermind's house, and this house is not just close to the hospital, but the property actually shares the same compound with a school right next to it. The findings did not stop there. The Israeli forces also busted a terror tunnel that was located just 10 meters away from there, an underground Hamas command center located underneath a children's hospital. Here's what the IDF actually found.
I'm here in Gaza City. We are here next to a house of a terrorist. This is one of the senior terrorists who is the head of the operational naval operations that led the raids into Israel. His house is right next to a school. His house is 200 yards from the hospital of Rantisi. Next to his house, there is a tunnel. Now I want to show you an operational tunnel. The tunnel is built with electricity. We first saw the solar panels, then the electricity goes here, and it goes down directly to the tunnel. Now you can see the tunnel. You can see the tunnel. The tunnel is let down more than 20 meters down. The robot found a door that is bulletproof. It's explosives proof, so it looks like a hard evidence, a clear evidence that the hospital direction is connected. This is a cover tunnel. It's part of the same floor and it slides down here. So it's a cover tunnel so nobody can find it. This is Rantisi Hospital. And this is the place where I showed you the tunnel. I want you to see.
That man was actually Daniel Hagari, the IDF spokesperson who's been holding press conferences in Israel. He's now in the heart of Gaza City. Now, while the focus of attention was on the Al-Shifa hospital, which is Gaza's largest hospital, where thousands are trapped by nearby battles, other facilities have also been caught in the front line of war. An example of that is the Al-Rantisi Children's Hospital, visuals of which we just brought to you a short while ago. The basement of the Children's Hospital unearthed clinching proof of Hamas's depravity, with children diagrams in the backdrop on the wall. The Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari pointed at evidence which includes vests, bombs, assault rifles, mortars, and other ammunition.
This is the back side of the hospital. Hamas used this hospital. Tonight we have entered into this building. I will show you the evidence. Let's enter into the hospital. We're now entering into the area of the hospital where we had found the evidence. This operation was conducted by Israeli Special Unit, the Israeli Navy SEALs. This is still an operation that is conducting, and I'm showing you the first evidence to see. We are now in the area of the basement of the hospital. I want to show you a room where we found all the gear, the operational gear of Hamas. Hamas is using hospitals, like we showed the evidence in Shifa Hospital. In other hospitals, we are now seeing it in live in Rantisi Hospital. An operation still conducting right now. Look at what Hamas is holding inside the hospital. I want you to understand, this kind of gear is a gear for a major fight. These are explosives. These are vests with explosives. Yeah, it's a body vest for terrorists to explode on forces. Among hospitals, among patients, we have hand grenades, Kalashnikovs, and then we have the RPGs. People shooting RPGs from hospitals. This is Hamas firing RPGs for hospitals. The world has to understand who is Israel fighting against. We are now in the basement, and in this basement we found a motorcycle. They were all used in the massacre of the 7th of October. They even have bullets in this motorcycle. So they came back from the massacre on the 7th of October into Rantisi Hospital with hostages on a motorcycle. We're still researching this. Yards from here, we find the chair, a woman, clothes, and a rope. A rope next to the legs. And look above this, look above it. It's a baby bottle. It's a baby bottle in a basement, above a World Health Organization sign.
Now, during the course of their search operations, the Israeli Defense Forces also found a terror hideout. They also suspect that hostages had been held here because the rooms had sofas, they had curtains on plain walls and ropes along with a terror design pasted to the wall of one of such rooms.
This is a suspicion for an area where hostages were being held. We're now looking at an infrastructure. You don't need to build something improvisedly in a hospital in the basement. Unless you want to hold someone in the basement, you don't want anyone to see him. Again, we're in the same basement, and here we see diapers, and we see, I don't know, maybe something, we see diapers. I want you to see this room. It's in the basement of the hospital. We can see this area is a closed area from the rest of the hospital. We can see the ventilation air that was done improvisedly to this area. And we can see infrastructures that was built in here, toilets, shower, a small kitchen, will provide the terrorists their needs. Also conduct a hideout where terrorists take hostages and hide out. And I will show you now the evidence. You're now entering into the room where we suspect the hostages were being held. I want you to look at this room. People are putting curtains with nothing above, just wall. No reason to put here a curtain unless you want to film hostages and deliver movies. And now we'll show you more evidence. In this room, there is a list. This list, in Arabic, this list says, we are in an operation. The operation against Israel started in the 7th of October. This is a Guardian list where every terrorist writes his name and every terrorist has his own shift guarding the people that were here.
Now, it's been 39 days since the Israel-Hamas war began. Remember, it began with the terror attack by Hamas on Israeli soil on the 7th of October, and the fighting has become increasingly intense now. Sadly, the conflict has now affected the medical facilities and hospitals in Gaza City. According to the latest video that's been released by the IDF, Hamas terrorists armed with rocket launchers attacked Israeli troops from the entrance of the Al-Quds hospital. Now, this hospital is one of the largest in Gaza, and the attack marks a new level of aggression in this ongoing conflict. As per Israeli forces, terrorists had taken cover at the entrance of the Al-Quds hospital and had launched an attack, causing damage to an IDF tank. However, the Palestine Red Crescent Society contradicts these claims and denies the presence of any armed individuals inside the hospital or any shots being fired from the hospital premises. Israeli forces have also released a video to support their claims that hospitals are being used as hideouts on the part of Hamas terrorists. The video shows them discovering a Hamas command center beneath the Gaza Children's Rantisi Hospital. Let's take a look.
Went to the hospital with a video camera and personally documented more concrete evidence. The concrete evidence are that Hamas uses hospitals as an instrument of war. Underneath the hospital, in the basement, we found a Hamas command and control center, suicide bomb vests, grenades, AK-47 assault rifles, explosive devices, RPGs and other weapons, computers, money, etc. And we also found signs that indicate that Hamas held hostages here. This is currently under our investigation.